Hello, hello. Welcome to Behind the Roleplay with your host, Dude Me Fam. A special guest today or tonight, either way how you view it. We have Sage, or AKA Tilly, which is gonna be an interesting show. I feel like, or podcast. I still don't know what you call this. I think a show. People think it's a podcast. I don't know. I'm just here to have fun. But yeah, I hope that y'all enjoy the show. We're gonna be kind of hello there, calls. What's up? What's going on? Hello there, Liam. How you doing? So we're gonna bring Sage / Tilly on. We're gonna be diving behind the roleplay. We're gonna be, I don't know. We're gonna be digging through some deepness of Sage as a character, and then also from Tilly. I think there's a lot of backstory and a lot of story that that both characters have that are, very unique. And I think that, with bringing her on and talking to her is going to be a great thing. So if you haven't already, kick back, relax. If you haven't already, make sure to get something to drink. And if you haven't already, also grab some food, some snacks. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking for a bit. So, and if I don't answer your chat, I'm so sorry. It just means I'm trying to focus on talking. But if you have any questions in the middle of the show or whatever, we'll get to it either on the spot or after the show. So, and if you want to save your questions, towards the end, I'll always say ask chat, like, hey, anybody want to ask any questions? Go ahead. Love snacks, me too. I am a snack. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I love you more. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm gonna bring her on. Like I said, if you have any questions during the show, you can ask on the spot and we'll get to it when we get to a good spot. And then and if not, then we'll just wait for her towards the end. But all right, so no longer than due. All right, further ado, let's bring on Sage, or AKA Tilly. Let me try to style a little bit. Hello.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah, woo, Sage. Yeah, see? Pretty cool though, isn't it? Pretty sick.
I just saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah. It like changes, and the premise we were doing is that it's like yin and yang, like opposite attracts. But yeah, so welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on. Thank you
for having me.
What's on the rise?
You're very right about that. It is very yin and yang.
Yeah.
And Sage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very see, and I think that's something that is when we were talking about making the character, once I got Panda. Oh, which reminds me, before I forget.
Panda, you're awesome.
There you go. If anybody needs any artwork done, make sure to check out Panda Art. She's a really phenomenal artist. She's the one that drew everything on set. So if you're if you're ever needing some fantastic art done, she is the person to go to. Yeah, got Jan's little cigarette thing in the rice. So, but yeah, thank you again for coming on. It means a lot. You have two very interesting characters. First one I'm gonna go into is Sage. Sage is your main, right? Or is it kind of like half and half with? Because now you kind of got a bit of a balance, right? Kind of going with Sage and Tilly.
Well, yeah, now it's kind of like I have to plan it out so that I can have time for both, because they're both very busy. But Sage is the OG. She's my I don't know, security blanket. She's the one I vibe with the most, I guess.
No, for sure. I mean, let's be honest though, right? Like, for me personally, whenever I get a new character and I want to, I want to have that feeling of like, I'm new here, nobody knows me. I kind of like that feeling, like that feeling of like, this story could go anywhere. This story can, like, I'm just throwing examples out there, and I'm not trying. I feel bad because every time I have an example, it's always with Mr. Ink. But for Mr. Ink, it was like my intentions wasn't to be a serial killer. It was like full intention was just to be a guy that creeps people out and just walks around, right?
And you did that. That's how we met.
That's true, and
I
that's
remember that.
yeah, and that's how it was. But then it took a turn, and it was like one of the craziest things ever, any story that I've ever been a part of or anything like that. And I'll admit I'm kind of addicted to that Freak Inc. Listen, all right, it's a good story, but I don't know. It's that feeling of like, you know, like anything could happen. Like with Tilly, which I know I'm going like left and right field. Tilly originally was
That's okay.
supposed to be a killer. Like she had the nines. She was in prison, Bolingbrook, for a pretty long time, and then now taking a turn to now being with FSM.
She's yeah. Well, Tilly was supposed to be she is an animal rights activist. She's that's her thing, right? But she was supposed to be a lot more a lot more brutal with it than she is now. And she was in the beginning, and that's how she ended up in Bolingbrook. And she was there for a very long time.
Well, oh, go ahead, my bad.
Without getting charged, I might add. So so she got money. When she came out, she got money from PD for it. So that's the story in and of itself. But yeah, in the beginning with Tilly, I tried to mask my voice as much as I could. And I always keep thinking that it doesn't work. And then people are like, wait, hold on. You're Tilly? Oh, what? Huh?
Well, I feel like it's very limited, right? Like you still want to have that character who has like a unique voice, but like at the same time, it's like it's so like it's a bit of a challenge amongst itself to like try and create a new voice, you know?
It is, and especially if you're trying to make a character that you're gonna keep for a long time, you have to have a voice that you can keep up with, you know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's.
You had problems with that with Mr. Ink, I know.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I mean, it was like what my secret was is that I would have to like chug like a can of soda, and then my throat would have like, you know, it was a nasty but mucus. Like it would have it to where I can have a deep voice without struggling. But then there'll be some days I'll chug a can of soda and it wouldn't work, and I was like, oh no, like it's gonna be a struggle, you know, to like be intimidating. But yeah, sometimes I can do it without it, sometimes it's hard, but you know, having that unique voice, like with Jimmy, like some people's like, oh, like you don't even have a lisp. It's like I try and have a lisp, but then it's like when I'm on Cree, it's like you know, you just sound like yourself, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm like, you know, try to add a little bit of an accent to it, but at the end of the day, it's just like there's only so much you can do, you know, without having to sound like yourself.
Especially when you have so many characters, there's only so much you can do.
Listen,
it's
Apollo's the easiest character. All right, all I gotta do is turn my voice changer on and just go bah in my microphone as loud as I possibly could. And some people think it's a sound thing button where you like press a button and make sound. I'm like, nope, that's all me. It's all me, just all that. It's all natural.
I know.
Yeah, but so
I remember I was actually just talking about this. I remember when I sold Apollo a machete.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
At Chi-Chi's.
Yeah, that was that was
fun.
Yeah. And then
gestures and grunts, but we managed.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
But now he's just kind of like oh yeah, grunt for me. What the fuck, Jan? Oh my god. But I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, you know, you try and be unique. You can be there's only so much you can be unique with it, and at the end of the day, we're all not like professional. we're all just people just trying to have a good time. But yeah, at the same time, you want to have that immersion of like you're talking to someone brand new, you know. But at the same time, it's like there's only so much you can do to keep that immersion.
So, yeah, it's especially hard for me to do Tilly's voice when I'm tired or angry.
Well, it's mostly high pitch, right? You kind of have to like, even with the voice, you still have to keep it high pitch, right?
I don't have a voice changer. I don't.
It's not a voice changer. It's just naturally that. Oh Jesus!
Yeah, no, it's not a voice
I thought
changer.
it was a voice changer. Oh, what the? All right.
No, 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 no.
Oh
It's
shit.
actually her voice originated from Sage, because when Sage used to rob banks, she would use that voice as a disguise. So she would be like, "Hey, you want to come to Disneyland with me?" Like that type of thing.
What the
When she
fuck?
would take hostages. And so that's how Tilly's voice came about, I guess. So Tilly's voice is Sage's
Like robbing bank?
prim voice.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, well, so
bank voice.
yeah. So with that being said, though, like Sage originally that you used to play her as was like a killer, though. Like, and at one point, the last city that you played Sage with was that she was wanted for $200,000, I think, right?
Yeah, so Sage original, her backstory is, first of all, her name isn't Sage. Uh, so that's one thing. She changed her name. She moved to a new city because she had a bounty on her head, basically. She had a situation where she got extremely angry with a police officer and she decided to kill everybody that he loved. So she murdered 7, or tried to murder 7 police officers and a Weasel News reporter.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's her backstory, and not a lot of people know that. Just a fair few, like, the person from Weasel News that I killed was Lucio's old boss. So when Lucio saw Sage for the first time, he was like, I know what and she like pulled out a switchblade and she was like, if you say the name, I will kill you.
Oh
And
shit.
so that was so
What's-
everybody who's quote unquote recognized her from her old life, I guess, has been threatened to silence.
So how's that been though? Like with people who you've came across with this character, right? Now you have the story of she's having like another, alias, like
Mm-hmm.
was that ever something that you considered that would happen to you? Like, or was that something that you was like, oh, like I'm just gonna go to this new city and like just kind of create a new story and like have no one really from this past story that I've had with this character? Or was it like if you kind of
I
had
wasn't. Yeah, no, I wasn't actually gonna bring Sage in at all from the first. The character that I was gonna bring in was gonna be something entirely different, something entirely new. But I wanted her to be EMS character, and to apply for EMS, you have to be in the city for 2 weeks. And so I created Sage um, as my old character, like the continuation of my old character, just to like do something during those 2 weeks. And then that sort of it just got stuck. That other character, she's just nothing now. The one I was supposed to bring in. Yeah, I met Chi Chi and that was it.
So wait, so okay, so obviously that's not it. All right, I'm just gonna tell you right there.
No.
There's obviously more. We're gonna dig right into it. Okay, so with Sage, there's so OOC. This is all OOC. If anybody brings this in character, all right, I'm gonna punch you in the forehead. All right. Anyways, so with Sage, I feel like she's always has this like she has a backup plan to her backup plan with her backup plan. Like she always has like
Yes.
she always has something
Yes.
planned for like the next step, right?
100%.
When there's obviously moments of like, let's say, there are licenses like that you can get, right? Any type of license, like gun license, helicopter license, car, like truck, bike, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you've always kind of put in motion with Sage, or was that something that when the story came to her changing her life and her basically her motive in general was that if, let's say, something were to come up, right, and somebody were to come to attack her, that she has those plans kind of in her back pocket? Or was it always kind of like, Sage always having the one step ahead of the other before anything else?
Well, no, but you're right in that the Sage has a backup plan for the backup plan, and she always has an escape route. She always has some type of way to hide or disappear if she has to. She has multiple properties that are not in her name, with a lot of interesting things in them. Um, she got her helicopter's license so that she could have a quick way to get out by flight. Now she has a helicopter as well. She says that it's just because she wants to flex on people, but it's actually because she needs a quick way to get out, and a helicopter is a quick way to get out. Um, so yeah, it is 100% planned on her part that she has as much resources as possible just in case, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in general, I think that a lot of characters that I've kind of came across I don't think I've met someone in any character that is so much like, I guess we say, prepared, or like kind of
Mm.
I guess like I don't know, I guess that's mostly just the word, is prepared and like ready for almost anything, right? Like I've
Mm.
always met characters that are, obviously like they'll say, oh, I got this much saved up if I ever need something. But on the story of how Sage got her helicopter license, it was a long process, you know?
Yeah, it was well, actually, uh Chi Chi helped with that. She wanted well, actually, the actual excuse was that she can't stand to look at at these licenses and not have all of them. So she was like, I need to take my helicopter's license. It's very important to me. And she was talking to Chi Chi about it, and Chi Chi was like, well, you're working for me and it's good for me if you have a helicopter's license, so I will help pay for it. And she paid for half of it, and that's how that got started.
All right. Well, all right. So the real question though is, how did Sage kind of come across Chi Chi, like with working at the gun store?
Oh, I was literally like 5 days in. I'd
Really?
just gotten my gun license. I walked into the store. Chi was there. I was gonna buy a gun, and she was like, "Oh, so you have a gun license?" Yeah. How long have you been in the city? And I said like a week or something. She was like, "Well, you look like somebody who can take care of yourself. You want a job?" And I was like, uh, I'm gonna have to think about that." Because I was fully prepared of living out a crim life on Sage to
Right.
begin with. And then I was thinking about it, and then I was like, actually, you know what? This fits. I'll do that. And so I went back and I was like, yeah, I want the job. And that's how I started working for Chi Chi.
Well, see, now it's like second nature now, right? Like everyone knows Sage that works at Chi Chi's, and like they're just like, oh, Sage is
Oh
there,
yeah,
like,
no. And if they don't, they're gonna learn.
True, true. Um, so obviously with how like the story of Sages has like has like taken so many left turns or right turns and changed, and just like all the way around just been such a ride, right? Like a roller coaster.
Mhm.
Just you never expecting what's gonna happen. Even though you're on the seat, you don't know what's gonna happen. You've also changed the way that Sage is working now, which is like, you got her process of getting a business, like, which I think is a
Mhm.
pretty fucking big step, right? Like,
Yes, it is.
just with how the character you played originally, and to where now it's like you're no longer like, that's not your main thing now. Your main thing now is like Sage is like a full-fledged business person now, and she's also a people, like, I won't say people person, but she has connections to like to people that, if she needs help with anything, really, they'll help her,
Oh yeah, she knows people. She's not a people person. She
yeah.
hates people, but um but she knows people. Yes, that's true. And she does want to get into business, and that was a bit of a a rocky thing for her because um as soon as you start going into official stuff like that, background checks happen and blah 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 and all of that stuff, and there are people in PD that know about her background that can fuck this up for her royally if they want to.
What are you talking about
So,
with how?
with how she tried to murder cops before.
Oh, okay. So like,
So,
but hang on though. Okay, so my question to you though is, right, is that,
hmm
isn't that technically like it's in a whole nother city, right? With how she did
but
that.
that's why I had to sort of quote unquote confess to a friend, and I brought in the flyer of of when I was wanted, and I told the story. It was a whole sob story, and like because I needed that part of the story to be in this city, and there to be a risk for Sage from that angle. And so I had to create that in the city through roleplay, and so that's how I did that. Because otherwise, nobody would ever know
Right.
unless I told them. Like wouldn't be a risk for me or for Sage. So I had to sort of create that risk. So there is a risk for her to be discovered, even though it didn't technically happen in this city.
Well, I feel like to a certain extent, right? Like you can role play as much as you want and have no repercussions done to you, right? Because like let's say like how you did with Sage, it's like you went to a whole ass completely different city, you did all this stuff, you leave, go to this other one, and you change your life. It's like, oh, there's no repercussions, there's no risk of anything. But like you take that extra step and to just be like, you I guess you like, I don't want to say email RP, but like you just with the person that you know, right? And like they go to their office, they look through some paperwork or whatever, and they find this flyer or something sorts like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to build that extra bridge of being like, hey, this person is like a full-fledged like murderer, and like we have giant hands. My hands are giant, all right? Jesus, I have big hands. I can't help it, all right?
Okay, you're allowed to have big hands, but yeah, no. For me, it's part of the thrill of roleplay, right? So, I don't enjoy RP where I don't risk anything. If the only risk I have is going to jail, then I'm not gonna do it because I would be bored. I need something more. So all of my characters have very specific character flaws and character triggers, I guess. So if a certain thing were to happen to one of my characters, they would go off the rail, just like how normal people do it. There's always something that will let shit hit the fan, so to speak, and I do that for my characters as well because I need the risk
Well, it's like the
to make
adrenaline
it
rush,
interesting.
right? Yeah, the adrenaline
Yeah, it
rush
is
of
an
just,
adrenaline rush.
yeah. And it's like, it may not be your typical like crib robbing a bank or something like that, or like, you know, I don't know. It's like, it's not your typical, your normal criminal, like being scared, like this is something that, it may not count here, but like the fact that you're putting in the time to say, hey, this is full on like this is this is actually my story, this is actually what happened, like
I mean, there are several characters in this city that can testify to who Sage actually is, that know her background story. They choose not to, so far.
well, that's the thing,
So
right?
they're yeah.
Yeah, like if there are like if there will, I mean, I would hope that obviously with how roleplay is, sometimes things go quick, sometimes things they really happen, and sometimes they just don't happen at all, just because people have lives, like people like
Yeah.
if
Butters, you're never getting hired. Stop asking. Sorry. What lives? Who has lives? Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's like,
Sorry, I totally interrupted you.
no, it's
there.
fine. No, I mean, I don't know. It's like with when we did the ink story, I could have just we could have kept it really small and just like just kept it what it is and not really expand any like any extra story, like with what's his name? Oh gosh, the officer's name. Snaky boy. Is it name's
Snaky boy?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I can't think of his name.
Confused.
I can't think of his name. I'll think of it later, and then I'll yell at it. But Nolan, Jim Nolan. That's what it is. Fuck.
Oh.
Fuck. That's what it's. Jim.
Wait, why is he Snaky
It's
boy?
a whole. It's a whole fucking. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I learned it in another character. But anyways, so there were times where whenever we would do stuff with Mr. Ink, and like we would plant like background story on our own characters that, like, if we didn't do it, nobody would know about it, right? Like, obviously, with your story, with your character, you set the limits of what people can see, what people can, like, know, whatever. If you were to tell one person, right, random person, it wouldn't really go anywhere because they don't have any traits with you, right? But if you were to tell someone who knows your character fairly well, and there's a chance that it will explode and, like, actually bring more story than you anticipated. That's what we did with the cops. Like, they're like, I would go on to the Ink story and, well, on Ink Discord, and put on there, like, no one goes to his desk, he's a piece of paper or whatever, or his computer screen would have some type of ink image or whatever, and we would plant, like, a newspaper article about Ink and his daughters, and even with Weasel News, we, like, I don't know, it was just like different things, right? So, like, if you want to bring people into your story, like, I say do go for it. Like, the best thing that can happen is just more story, and again, the adrenaline rush of them knowing your character's backstory, and when they bring it up to you in character, it's like, oh my god.
I feel like well, let's see. Do we want to tell them about this?
Yeah, I'm down for it. I mean, for example, Sage helped Ink with, like, literally everything, like with guns, with, like, I mean, with a car. I mean, at one point, I even streamed it, and somebody came on my stream and was like, I know that vehicle. And I was like, shh, don't say it, please.
Oh, right. I remember that. But yeah, no, I helped with Tony.
Oh god, yeah, help with Tony. Yeah, so that whole process was very, like, oh man, it was so tedious. Like, anything could go wrong, by the way. Literally anything could have gone wrong. We didn't plan it. We just were like, hey, we're going to dress up as, like, you, and we're going to just go attack him. What was the reason? Because he laughed at Ink's name. That was it. Yeah. And so we tracked him down. And yeah, and then
that's where, like, Sage's killer vibe comes in, right? Because she connects with other people who kill for weird reasons, I guess. Well, not weird reasons, but, like, for a proper reason, what she thinks is a proper reason. So she will connect with certain people that she knows might become or might be serial killers, and she will help them. She will supply them with weapons, and she will supply them with vehicles. She will tell them, like, things that they need to know. Mr. Ink is not the only killer she's helped, by the way.
See, that's phenomenal stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will always remember the time that Ink was, I think it was in Sandy, I think, and he was just driving around, and then out of the blue,
all these
all these bikers just comes out of nowhere, circling Mr. Ink, and they were like, hey, like, what's your name, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, fuck this. So I pulled out the notepad, was like, my name's blank blank, and then they were like, oh, he's a mute. Oh shit, okay. And then they called Sage up.
They called me. They called Sage.
Yep.
They're like, your Izzy's here. Somebody stole your Izzy. And Sage was like, no, I'm in my Izzy. I have it right here. It's right here. It's not my car. I promise. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they let you go.
I was sweating profusely. I mean, it was probably one of those.
That was one of those. It could have gone horribly wrong.
It could have gone horribly wrong. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was one of those things where, like, I guess, like, in RP where, like, you just never really think it's going to happen. But when it happens, you're like, oh, fuck, I love this shit. Like, that's
the thrill of it, right? Yeah. That's what we live for. That's what I'm looking for.
So when you were having that arc with Sage, like, killing cops and stuff, did you ever have that moment? Because, as we all know, everyone hated Ink. Like, everyone just despised Ink. Did you have that moment with Sage? Like, people just didn't like her, or was it, like, the opposite, where people, like, helped her?
Actually, this is one of the strangest experiences I've ever had in roleplay. The fact that people were actively helping her. It was so strange. It was they would volunteer to hide her. They would volunteer to give her things, just like Sage is now doing to other killers. That's how people would react to her. there was very few people that actually actively hated her. There was a couple. They had good RP reasons, like their dad was a cop or something like that. And but yeah, surprisingly, she was able to hide in plain sight a lot of the time because people would just pretend that she wasn't there
That,
because they wanted to know what was going to happen. I think that's what it was.
well, that's what I did with Ink too, right? Was like he, had that mask, and that mask was his face. But when he didn't wear the mask, nobody knew who the fuck he was. And like I, try to use that my full advantage though too. Like I don't know, some moments like that where it's like you can still hide, but like you can still be there. Like there was times where Ink would be with Sage at ammunition, and he would just be chilling there in like a full-on rugged outfit, and they'd just be hanging out there, and people who would like looking for him or whatever, they'd just be right in front of him the whole fucking time.
Oh yeah, they would even talk about Mr. Ink
Yeah.
in front of you. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
It was actually, yeah.
fucking thrilling.
But yeah, that goes back to the helicopter license. One of the reasons why I got the helicopter license was to help Mr. Ink.
Yeah, then we found out the hard way that that there was a limitation on when you're imprisoned and you're trying to jump back into prison.
Hey, it worked. It worked.
Yeah, well,
it was weird, but it worked.
It was weird. It was so weird. I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my god. I was like, well, all right, we're back in prison.
I think I have a video of this somewhere. So essentially the point was to get Mr. Ink back into prison to see his daughters because they said that they were being mistreated. And so he needed to go back in. And so he asked Sage for help, and she got a helicopter, bought him a parachute, gave him the parachute, and she flew up above the prison. And the point was that you were supposed to parachute in without anybody noticing.
Yeah.
Except there's a game mechanic that
which makes sense.
In there.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I 100% understand. It's just that.
But we didn't know that. But that made it so much better, though.
Yeah. I just did not know about that. But it happened. But still, like I said, that story of just like, I don't know, with how you, like I said, you've done with Sage is like, Sage has been through that road of like, being a full-on just murder animal, right? Just like, killing for her reasons. And I guess I feel like the way I look at it is like when someone else is doing it, she's like, I was there at one point too. It's more of like you're mad right now and I'll help, but you're gonna be over it. And at one point, Ink didn't want to kill anybody else. He was like, I'm too tired for this. Like I don't want this anymore. Like I it's just too much.
I think that what most people don't understand about killer RP is that it's extremely lonely RP. You do a lot of things just by yourself.
True.
And that makes it exhausting sometimes. It's rewarding as well, but like there's a lot of things about it that is just you do it just to further the story, and you can't have anybody see what you're doing because that would ruin the story. And so it's a lot of loneliness in it. And you can't really tell people because obviously you're not supposed to tell people that you're a killer, right? So
it's still fun, obviously. 100% is still fun. It's just the fact of like, I guess the way I look at it is like, you can be very vocal about it, right? Like you can fully just be like, hey, well, like I did with cutting off the woman that worked at the Diamond Casino, cut her head off and plaster on the wheel, and and then like stabbed Arya, and then perma'd Samantha Bloom, and then I know it's just like all that's really fun, right? But I think that when you're a serial killer RP, like when you're doing a serial killer character, a lot of the RP, like, and it's gonna sound really like weird, but at this weird point, I've started to like notice that you don't do this for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you obviously do the actions of a killer, right? But you also do it for the people around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more of like you put stuff in motion, right? You do certain stuff, but in some shape or form, there were people connected to Ink's story that I had no idea who the fuck they even were. but they were RPing that they would change their hairstyles, they would change the way they would dress, the color of their car, in fear of Ink finding them, thinking that Ink would go to him next. But I would OOC have no idea who the fuck they were, or like, or
Oh
how
yeah.
they
Oh
were
yeah.
connected, you know?
Oh yeah. No, with Sage, when I was doing the cop killing spree, I had cops that would take extraordinary measures to not get taken by Sage, and I was like, okay, I'm not killing cops because they're cops. I'm killing cops because they matter to this person that I'm trying to hurt. But it became a cop killer story after a while, and I let it continue being that for other people. That's
Yeah.
not how I would have. If the reactions weren't there for that, if people weren't like rooting on for her to be a cop killer, that's probably not the route I would have taken. But it's done now, and here we are.
Was the
But
essence?
yeah, she has she has a complicated relationship with cops for sure. She always
Things
has.
meeting people with your serial killer character because you don't know how they're going to react. Well, with Ink, it was like they wanted him to be a bodyguard for Hobo Gyms. That's gonna sound weird, but they literally paid him, it was like $200 to stay at a door, and like if somebody caused problems, then I would just hack them basically. But then that's what I met LinkedIn. Was I was in front of Hobo Gyms, and there was a full-on like shootout happening, and Link was trying to record, and Ink like put his body in front of Link's and like did the whole T-pose to try and stop anything going to him. And LinkedIn was like, "Who the fuck are you, man?" And like he's like, "Mr. Ink, you know, whatever." And they got on the bike, and he almost hired him on for a journalist. I don't know what if I would have went with that route. I don't know what I would have done. Which I feel like it still would have been interesting to have a serial killer work for Weasel, which I think would have been really cool. But I don't
Talk
know.
about inside scoop, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess right. Like have it to where it's like you know they say something about someone's story or whatever, and they like I don't like him, and they go after him or some shit like that. I don't know, but I don't know. Like I said, it's more of like it is very lonely to kind of do serial killer RP. It's fun. It does get a little lonely, but I think that the reward for it is like it's higher because it's like, okay, I did the story. A lot of people are still talking about it. I can now just chill and go back to my normal character and just
Yeah,
chill.
see, that's the luxury that Sage doesn't have now, though, by design, obviously. I don't have a quote unquote normal character that I can just go and relax on. People think that Sage is a Civ, but obviously she's not. So
Yeah.
I don't have I don't have I don't have the luxury of a Cree or a Jimmy, I guess.
Well, Jimmy is still stressful as fuck because it's still like music RP and I mean it's still business RP, but with Cree it's
Yeah,
like
no, I don't mean it like that. I mean
yeah.
like from I don't know, PD perspective, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where like it does get very overwhelming with like doing music stuff, and it's fun to do it, but sometimes it does get a little overwhelming. And there's times where I'm like, okay, I need a break, but then I'm thinking like, do I need a break from roleplay or do I just need a break from like this character? So I get on Cree. And I'll just take a shit ton of pictures. I'm like, okay, it was just from Jimmy. Like, and I'll feel better, and then I'll get back on Jimmy a little bit later and just kind of cruise around on bicycle. But Sage is one of the characters you haven't interacted with. That's crazy. What the fuck? 600 nuts that you haven't.
Wait, who is 600?
Poppy.
Oh, Poppy! I didn't know that. No, Poppy. Poppy's interacted most with Tilly. She did Tilly's mental health evaluation at Bolingbrook when she first got arrested for killing the man in the chicken nugget factory.
So I kind of want to get a little bit more into that. So there was a point in the server that there was a lot of lifers, like a lot of fucking lifers. Was there a point where like you saw a way to get out of prison that you immediately took it because you kind of like did you feel that the lifer RP was just kind of like not something that you wanted to go more into? Or was it just kind of
No.
like
Okay, so Tilly is kind of a strange development, I guess. She's gone a way that I didn't plan for her to go at all. I always planned for her to be a lifer, but I didn't plan for her to go to prison that fast that she did. Um, I had a whole story planned out that I was going to do with her, and she got forgotten in prison. Uh, and that was just when the first wave of lifers came. So she kind of got stuck in there with a lot of them, which was great. It was great RP. Lifer RP is unique and it's fun. She even was in with Mr. Ink at one point. So
briefly
um
and then
yeah.
permanent? Anyways, I don't know. I feel like Life RP is
But
it is unique though, right? It is something that's
yeah.
like, because when you're outside in the city, you're going around chilling or whatever. You have like certain cliques and stuff like that people hang out with. But in prison, it's like that, but smaller. You know,
Mm.
and it's like you kind of have this weird, like, I wouldn't say rule set, but like you have like, it's like this is kind of where we are, but you're just a visitor type thing, right? And it's like a
Yes.
constant battle
Yes.
of like who owns what of like in this area.
When these shitheads come in and start riots for no reason, the lifers are like, what are you doing? This is our
Yeah.
place. You can't do that. I had several occasions where Tilly would um, literally get into fistfights to protect DOC members, which is kind of weird, but also kind of not because they spend so much time together. They develop friendships. That's what happens. And so when the the normies, I guess, come in and start shit, the lifers get angry because that's their house, that's their home, that's their friends. So it's a weird sort of dynamic that happens there.
Because like it is weird though, right? Because sometimes it's like you want your character to do bad things. Like, what's the worst they can do when you're in lifer? Give you more time? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only so much you could do, right? But at the same time, it's like when someone comes in and they start being a little shit and start doing different things, people, it's like, you don't want it to have it to where they just say DOC members or whatever is like always watching, or not always have to like watch their back, I guess you can say. You know what I'm saying? Like they can actually enjoy their time and like have them feel not have to be too stressed like while doing this, right? Because it's not even a real job, it's just a role play, right? But then when there's
Yeah,
people who
yeah.
come in and it's like they start punching and screaming, hollering and all that, right? Like,
They do it for the dumbest fucking reasons too. It's one of those things that after you've been a lifer for a while, you're like, okay, this is not it. This is just not it. Don't do this. Don't be that guy that comes in, hears somebody say a swear word, and then starts a riot for no fucking reason. Because it's just not. That's not it. It's
riots are fun though. You know what I'm saying?
but for
Like,
the right reasons, sure, but not every
yeah.
day, and not for just somebody saying "fuck you." Like it's, you know,
Uh,
that's my opinion on it anyway.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and going with what Pompey said is that with having a story for your character, like you still want to have that character in story in prison, right? Like, granted enough, it is limited on what you can do and like as story wise and bring to the table and stuff like that, but you still want your character to have those, I guess like flaws, or not even flaws, but just like personality traits that like this person is a
Oh
killer,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
like.
Tilly had um Tilly had people bring her vegan food in prison because pizza soup is not vegan, and she would literally go on hunger strike if people didn't give her vegan food. She would gag and puke if people would eat meat in front of her. It was like a whole thing. So all of the DOC made sure that they always had vegan food on hand because she would become so fucking difficult if they didn't. Which is one of her. She still has those traits. They're just a little bit more toned down now. She's not as um she before she would stab people for eating a burger in front of her. She doesn't do that anymore. She's learned.
It's also character development, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
like you know, when you first come in, like you have that character trait of like, okay, like yeah, I'm a vegan, like, and I stand for this, right? And it's like, you know, if this person does it in front of me, I'm going to do this. But now it's like the character development shows that, like, you know, the story that has came to be where it is now.
Yeah, Tilly's original story was supposed to be something so entirely different. I don't know if you remember
Oh, I
how
remember
Tilly
in the
was
group.
created.
It was the group. It was gonna be the fucking
Yeah, but beyond that, uh, well, yeah, it was going to be the group, but we had a very specific conversation. Sage
yeah,
and
it
Cree
was
had
the
the
Raven.
conversation.
It was the Raven.
Yes,
The yeah, the slaughterhouse. Yeah,
yes. Maxine was going to write an article about the Raven slaughterhouse
yeah.
and how somebody had been murdered in the slaughterhouse, and now it was up in the air about who owned the slaughterhouse and who was going to take responsibility for everything that was going on there, because apparently there was a lot of shit going on there. That was the premise of her story, if I remember correctly. And so that is the reason why Tilly's last name is Raven, because she is, without knowing, the secret heir to Raven's slaughterhouse. And that's what's going to set her off the edge.
Which I still think
To,
is a great fucking story, by the way. Like,
unfortunately, it's never going to happen now, but it is what it is.
you can
I
still,
don't think so,
you
anyway.
can still roleplay and be like, "This is my parents' slaughterhouse," you know.
But she doesn't know that. That's the
Yeah,
point,
true.
right? She
Yeah,
needs the article. She needs the investigative article to come out for her to actually be triggered into doing what she was supposed to do from the get-go. And as it's not looking good right now, but we'll see. Maybe after this somebody will admit it.
maybe. Well, I told you about what happened, right? Like with that, with like the investigation that kind of happened. I don't know if I told you or not.
I don't know if you did.
So basically, like Maxine was like, "Cree, like you should come along with me and take some pictures." I'm like, okay. I said, "So where we going?" She's like, "Well, you need to get a disguise." I said, "Excuse what?" She's like, "Yeah, just get a disguise to not look like you." I was like, "Oh, okay." So Cree puts on this whole outfit, doesn't look like him at all, and they sneak, quote unquote sneak. Obviously we know, oh, see, there's nobody in there, but we're crouching, we're like proning, we're like going through like each area. She's like, what the heck is going on here? Like she's like whispering, like, okay, take a picture of this. And she like do like a vlog, like video record, like I was like, this is Maxine on date blank 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 blank, that we're at the Raven Slaughterhouse right now. Like she was like, bro, the immersive was, I was scared because
She
like
is so good.
I
She's
was
so
so
good.
scared. I always was kind of scared. Like, what if someone just jumps out? Like, this would be fucking crazy. If we witness someone killing somebody, oh my god! Imagine the fucking possibilities, right? But nothing happened. Obviously, we took some pictures, and we even we even like faked phone call. Like we just /e phone call and was like talking. We were walking across the area. I don't know. It was this whole fucking thing. But it was phenomenal though. Like.
Maxine is such a good role player. She's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
She's one of those people that I think she's one of those that people sleep on, I think. They don't realize how fucking awesome she is until they get to be in a scenario with her. And then they're like, well, shit.
Oh,
And I had situations with that, both with Sage and Tilly, where I've gotten to interact with her in different ways. That was just phenomenal. Like Tilly did actually sue Maxine, or well, Weasel News, and won, which was just so much fun, both for her and me. And like we're oh Seely, we're friends, but like in that moment you get angry, and it's like you really feel the character and how badly you want this to win this and win over her, and like how much you hate Maxine for doing this to you. But then afterwards it's just, yeah, it's awesome. It's so immersive. She's brilliant role player.
oh my god, absolutely. You know, there's moments where like I don't know, it's like the story where, you know, someone wrote a story about whatever legacy, and then like Jimmy got cut out, and Maxine called Jimmy, and Jimmy was like, I just can't trust Weasel. And like Maxine was like, you could tell that, like, you know, you could hear like the sadness being like, well, you could trust me though. It's like, no, you're part of Weasel, like, you know, like, and
Aww.
and Maxine, you could just feel like she was trying to make up to, you know, how that happened. So it was a really good like moment that was like, She was I don't know, she just really cared to have that friendship and didn't want anything to happen to it, you know. So it was
Yeah.
definitely something that was phenomenal to see. It's, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, so with kind of going with how you've gotten Sage kind of where she's at now and kind of where you got Tilly. Tilly's part of FSM, right? Like she's kind of starting to kind of
She's
be
an associate right
associate.
now.
Okay.
Hmm.
So obviously, you know, we've talked about how the story has changed dramatically with how Tilly is now. Is that something that you kind of want to, you know, divulge more into with kind of like doing more mafia work? Or was it more of like, because sometimes people join groups and they generally don't want to do anything too like dramatic and like, you know, torture or kill somebody or whatever. But like, is that something that you kind of want Tilly to do? Is just kind of be like a, I get,
Oh
oh,
yeah, no, Tilly's all in. She's all
she's
in.
all
She will
in. Okay.
do. Yeah, she is all in. She's hungry because um the way that her story was supposed to go didn't pan out, right? But she's still the same person. She's still the same character. She's hungry to do something. She wants to matter, and it's important for her to do things like make um like for her to do the work, to be something. That's important to her. She doesn't want to get handed things, and she doesn't want to be a nobody. She wants to do the work. She wants to do the dirty work. That's what she wants to do. But at the same time, she's also got this like bubbly personality where she wants to be friends with everybody. So she's got a little bit of a trouble sort of marrying those two traits together. And so sometimes things go very wrong, and that's kind of the fun part about Tilly, where she, laughs hysterically at somebody dying or, stuff like that. She's a different type of character to play for sure.
Is that
But yeah, no, she's all in.
is that something that you find yourself kind of challenging with our role playing? Is that like obviously laughing at someone being murdered, like that's typically something you can't really just do on the spot, right? Like, is that like having those traits, having those unique personality traits, I guess, is that something that you've kind of formed in the motion, like in time, or was it something that you've like planted in your head, like, okay, like this is how it's gonna be, like this is how I'm gonna react when someone does this, like how did you like get those traits to be such a, I guess, reflex, you know, like being like with role playing answer?
Well, with all of my characters, I have from the beginning I have like a baseline idea of what I want to do with them. It's not fleshed out. It's just like, okay, it's probably going to be a crim. It's probably going to be a killer. It's probably going to be a lawyer. Whatever it is. And for all the characters that I have, I always give them a proper amount of character flaws, things that they do wrong, things that are bad about them, because I don't want characters that are like super at everything. So those are the things that I start out with when I start a new character. What is it that they're bad at? What is the basis? What's the basis premise of them being there? And then I just let it play out. I like go with the flow RP. So whatever happens to that character is what molds that character. And so after a while, it sort of becomes just instinct. When I jump into that character, I have that backstory. All of the things that have happened to that character is what makes her behave the way that she does, basically.
Okay, so with that being said, right, if they're having those traits of like obviously the track of like going from where Sage is from and then obviously going from where Tilly, obviously like yin and yang, like we said, you also got a third character that is Elizabeth who works with
Hmm.
DOJ.
She, well, she is supposed to work with the DOJ. Unfortunately, things got a little jumbled up there with the DOJ, and so she hasn't gotten her interview yet. But she did get accepted for the interview, and she intends to go and get the interview and start working for DOJ. But right at this second, I have I'm doing the associate thing for FSM and the business thing for Sage. It's a lot. So she's been put on the back burner for a little bit. But I do still fully intend to bring her in to DOJ eventually.
So
It's just gonna have to take a little bit.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. I mean, we're balancing two characters that have like even you said the other plan it out, like which one you want to do, you know.
Yeah.
With having a DOJ character, we've talked about it before. Like, you know, last episode we talked about how DOJ needs more people to, like, you know, be on there for it to be functioning and bring some good stuff to the city. Is that something that you like? What drawn you to do DOJ? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, that was the initial reason why I created Elizabeth, because actually I think it was a community meeting where people were talking about how there were so few lawyers, and I think it was Sassy that said that we have open up applications. Please do apply if you feel like might be something for you, and don't feel like you have to know everything from the start. We can teach you something along those lines. And I was like, the only reason I hadn't tried to play a lawyer before was because I felt like I didn't have the knowledge to do it. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, all right, okay, yeah, I'll do it. There's a need I can fill. It's a different type of RP that I've never done before, and if they are willing to teach me, then I could make something out of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever expect to kind of do that though, like to do DOJ, or was it just something that you were just like, you know
No.
what, like you've done a serial killer route, you've done like killer route or criminal route, like yeah. Now with having a DOJ character, have you ever thought about doing a cop character, like at all?
I well, okay, so one of the bad traits that both Tilly and Sage have in common is that they are very bad drivers, which is one of the main reasons why I do not have a cop character. Because I would fuck up so bad in chases, it would be unbearable, and I would feel so bad. So that's one of the main reasons why I haven't tried cop. I think I did 1 week of DOC with a character because I was thinking about going that route, and I was like, no, I can't do it. It's too much pressure. I can't. It's too much pressure.
Sage cop news in confirmed.
Well,
Sage is a
actually,
great
there
driver.
is. Well, that is actually an interesting thing, because recently there was a cop that approached Sage about applying to be a cop. He thought that she would be a good fit for the academy. And I was like, that is never gonna happen, sir.
Jesus, imagine that. I mean, I feel like that would just be already like a too much as it is, right? Like having Sage like work at Chi Chi's, also doing business, also being a cop, you know?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work for multiple reasons. For her backstory, for the fact that she's a terrible driver, the fact that people in PD know things about her, that it's it wouldn't work. It just would not work. And her being sympathetic with killers would not work either, because you can't. I don't think there is a good way to RP that in a satisfactory way. So
Yeah.
I don't think that I can marry that job with Sage's personality, you know?
Serial killer comes in, like, you murdered 36 people, and you go, and the Sage goes, you know what? Get out of here. You can walk.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. You know, you deserve to walk out.
I'll give you a traffic ticket. It's fine.
I'll give you a traffic ticket. Yeah, this will be $200. It's no big deal. It's like, wait, what? Oh, fuck. You can pull into a ticket. Now, Sage, why would you do this? Like, well, because they put a lot of work into it, obviously, right? Like,
right? I don't want to ruin it for
don't
them.
ruin it for it. It's character development. It's like, wait, what? No, that's not. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no. It would never work. Never.
Oh my God. Well, we'll go ahead and kind of get into closing a little bit. I want to thank you again for coming on. Like I said, chat, this is the part where if you have any questions, go ahead and ask now. Throw them at you. If you have any questions towards, like I said, we're kind of closing a little bit. I want to thank everyone in chat for coming along and supporting the show or podcast. People say podcast, I say show. I don't know. It's just it's fun, and I want to thank you again, Sage, for coming on, and I hope that you enjoyed yourself and appreciate you. Oh, that's a good question. Is Tilly ever going to kill someone like perma?
If she's ever gonna perma somebody,
Yeah.
she already did. That was her first murder. That was a perma.
Who was it? Or was it? Wait, who was it?
I mean, it was a like a planned perma, but
Oh,
nevertheless.
oh, I'm saying like I think it means like do it again to where like some like if there were someone who came up to you and be like, hey, like, would you be down for this? Would you would you like perma somebody if they asked you for it on Tilly?
Yeah. I would do it on Sage
Yeah.
too.
Oh shit.
I don't
Okay.
have any problems with that. It would have to be for the right reasons, and it would have to be fitting with the RP that I do. I wouldn't just go perma people because it's fun. That's
Yeah.
not what I do. But yeah, no, absolutely. I don't have a problem with that. They're both killers, very different kind of killers, but they are both killers.
I think that's something unique though, right? Like they're both killers, but it's just different styles, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Tilly's killing is she truly believes that she is making the world a better place by doing what she's doing. She truly believes that she's helping the world and that she's doing right by animals by essentially eradicating people who who further the meat industry. She believes that. That is her reason for doing things. So she wouldn't kill somebody for just a random reason. If somebody did something to trigger that in her, then yeah, she would kill. Absolutely.
I will say though that when obviously with kind of doing the circular arc, the amount of people that wanted my character to kill the permanent characters was
Oh
very overwhelming.
yes, that
But
happened. That happened to me too. Yeah. Yep.
is that overwhelming for you as for you playing that character? Like people just be like, hey, can you kill my character? It's like, what
It is weird.
does it
It's
make sense
weird.
for my story to do this? You know, like
Yeah, the majority of the time, when I did the cop killing thing with Sage, I would say no to people all the time because the entire story, aside from one murder, was all without plan. They didn't know that they were getting stalked. They didn't know that they were gonna end up in this story. Um, it wasn't planned by any like Celia or anything like that. And so I said no to everybody who asked me to do something to their characters during that time. I said no because I wanted to be uh, natural flowing for my
mm,
character. I wanted to
right.
be a proper risk. I almost got caught several times doing it. I had one situation where I literally stalked a cop for 4 days before I found him alone. That was like the kind of dedication I had to that. And so I didn't want to sort of quote unquote ruin that with just being like, yeah, meet me up at this and this spot and I will shank you and you can perma. I didn't want it to be like that because to me, I know that people find enjoyment in that, but I don't. For the most part, I don't plan out stuff like that.
See,
Sometimes you have to, but
sometimes, like I said, sometimes you have to plan things out. As much as I hate doing that, like you really sometimes have to. Is like
yeah,
I don't know.
with Tilly's first kill, that was planned because that
Sure.
was I needed something to kickstart her story. And so that was a planned one. And that's one of the few planned ones I've done, I think.
See, it was opposite for me though. Like the first one was not planned at all, but then once things kind of snowballed and like the status of like Ink was like, oh my god, it was like I couldn't go anywhere as Ink. Like if it was like any sightings, it was like immediately people would just go on, just attack them, you know. So like
Yeah.
it was a lot of it was planned, and I hate that. But at the same time, it's like it was the only way to like expand the story, you know. And
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
that
I see why there's value to that type of role play as well. I'm just saying for me
oh yeah, for
personally,
sure,
that's
yeah.
not where it's at.
Yeah.
I am seeing. Am I seeing this correctly? Sage and Norma fake power lesbian wedding.
Yes.
When?
Yes. Yes.
Why does it have to be fake? Where's my ring, Norma? Hello?
Oh my god. Love
Oh,
seeing
I
Sage
don't.
Tilly around, and really enjoy all your characters. You're amazing. First person I've met when joining RP in general. Taught me a lot when it comes to RP. Fun.
Yeah, Tandri is. Tandri is she knows Sage, sort of, from her previous life. Sage took her hostage on her first day in a city, and then it just went from there. Um, they kind of got accidentally glued together in the city that where they met, and then here in this city, they kind of accidentally got glued together again. I don't know how it happens, but they kind of attract somehow.
Isn't that perfect though? Like,
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. I love it.
let's see here.
Would you perma yourself?
I didn't understand that.
Well,
What do you like? Would you perma yourself as in both of your characters? I don't really know what that means. I understand about perma my character. I permed Ink. My first ever character I permed was Ray Mac and Cheese, but I'm permed him because just he was going nowhere. So
I was actually. This is actually interesting, but yeah, I was on my way to perma Sage just a couple weeks ago, actually. Um, I felt like I had hit a brick wall on what I could do RP wise with Sage, and I couldn't find a way forward for her that wouldn't be convoluted or weird. Um, and so I had a lawyer draw up a will, and in Echo, a will has to take 30 days from when you sign it, from the judge sign it until it goes into effect. And so I put a time limit. I said, if nothing major happens with Sage's story within those 30 days, I will perma Sage.
then
And I
Jen
had a
says,
story. Huh?
look what Jan put in chat. She says I'm fully taking credit. Did that college?
Yes. Yes. She got saved the last day with the call for a business meeting. The very last day, I had a plan in motion. I had a way I was gonna end it. I had thought it out fully, and I was already sort of grieving the character. And then and then, things happen. It's that's the good thing about go with the flow RP, I guess. It's just
You just don't
if you
expect
just
it.
let it happen, it yeah, brilliant things can happen. Oh, Joey. Joey. Hi, Joey. Joey is a very important part of Sage's. Joey's probably the one person that knows the most about Sage, period. He knows about the Mr. Ink stuff. He knows about the fact that she's killed cops. He knows pretty much everything about her. And he hasn't said a word, as far as I know. Which is like that's some first date type of loyalty kind of thing.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, that was Joey's very important to Sage. They were together for a while, and that's part of it, but also in general, he acts like I guess a confidant advisor sort of situation, which is very important to Sage. And to her story as well. So yeah.
Thank you for the train. Oh, no problem, man. Well, like I said, I enjoy doing these. Like I like bringing people on and bringing behind the role play. Seeing what makes the characters. And again, thank you so much, Sage, for coming on. Means a lot. I know it took us a
Yeah,
little
this
bit
was fun.
to get you on, but I hope that it was hope it was a good time for you. It was a good time for me. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I always enjoy these, watching them.
Now you
I
say
think it's very
now you
interesting
say
to
you've
hear.
been on one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I can put that check mark. Yeah, I'm famous
Yeah.
now.
Okay, all right. Jesus. It was totally me who convinced her when we talked about it. Y'all talked about being on. Wait, you convinced her? What?
Well, I did speak to Norma about it. Yes. I was nervous about it. Um,
See, told you it was gonna be good. Here's your compliment. Here's your complimentary Jimmy Milk. There you go. Champ. There you go. There's your glorified Jimmy. But yeah.
oh no.
Yeah, it do be Jimmy's. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good closing point. I would say who should we raid, but I don't really know if anybody's streaming. How about you pick Sage, unless
How about I pick?
there's no one really know that anyone you want to wade.
Well, I mean, I, I wouldn't it be like the perfect circle closing if you rated Tony now, since
True.
he was our first.
He's our first like a fucking attack. Oh Jesus. Oh my God.
I don't even think he knows.
Also just realized Jimmy, because one of the tables, one of the table one is not talking. Cut it perfectly on the table. How dare he? What do you mean, bro? When I try and move it, it like. Actually, did I fuck it up?
Uh-oh. Stop doing anything. You're ruining it.
Hang on. Is it like this? No, because then it's like cut from the.
He's just leaning forward on the table. That's all. It's fine.
Oh well. I fucked it up. Okay, well. Oh well. Best damn BTRP. Oh my God, thanks. Thank you. That was nice.
Aw, thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal one. And by the way, chat, if you want to, this will be on YouTube, which passed with all my other VODs behind the roleplay. If you haven't already, I don't have a command for it yet, but if you just look up Dude It's Me Fam on YouTube, you'll see all the past VODs from season 2 all the way to season 3, which is this one. You'll see all the past. Yeah, I still want to get Jan's song. Oh my God, we're actually, holy crap, we're 3 followers away.
Christmas.
Oh,
huh?
Sorry, we're 3 followers away from 1K followers. Sorry, I'm really hyped about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, Norma and Sage are doing a Christmas album.
They're doing a Christmas album?
Happening.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's happening. We talked about it the other day.
Okay. Jen messaged me.
She's gonna actually kill me now.
Jen messaged me, was like talking about wanting to do a disco song, and I was like, I'd be down for that. That'd be awesome. Nice little disco song. Thank you again. Thank you for linking it, bro. Thank you. Yeah, so if you wanted to check out all the VODs, all the way past from season. Oh, I didn't even do that. Oops. Oh God, I'm breaking everything. Yeah, from season 1, season 2, episode 1, all the way to pretty much now. They're all up on there. If you want to check them out, and go subscribe to my YouTubes. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Sorry,
yeah, go subscribe.
Shameless plug. Oh my God, we're 2 away now. Oh my God, hell yeah, PogChamp. We got planned for the day, by the way. Sage, you just be chilling. I mean, you can't role play. What have you been doing, killing your time off since there was kind of down at the moment?
Arena.
Arena.
Yeah.
This is gonna be your last time ever on Behind the Roleplay. Arena, really?
Listen,
I'm
you have
listening.
to
I'm
learn how to
literally.
shoot.
I'm.
If you're gonna be in a gang, you
Oh
have to learn
my
how to shoot. That's
god,
just how it
bro. Where
is.
calls at? Where's calls? Where's calls? Oh my god, Jan, what the fuck? Oh my god, Jan, thank you so much. Oh fuck, I slipped. What the fuck? Yeah, fucking. Oh my god, Jan, thank you. Oh my god, thank you so much, Jan. Thank you. Echo's taking over 5 in Marina. Yeah, fucking somebody came in my chat the other day. I was playing Fortnite, which by the way, I'm addicted. I love it. It's fun. All right. That was not for everybody, but it's fun. Somebody said that literally the whole community, like a lot of people from community of Echo was in Arena just fucking around. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Imagine one dude just joining and then everyone just teams up all together, kills that one dude.
Yeah, when I go into arena, I always dress like Sage too. So if somebody actually sees me, they'll know that it's me, and they will start hunting me.
Oh,
That happened
Jesus.
yesterday.
Really?
It's fun. It's fun.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Liam.
Oh my god. Damn, these slippy fingers, so slippery. Oh my god. Jesus. Real question though, was Sage ever like do music though? Like screamo.
She is.
Like heavy metal.
That would actually probably be the only genre she would consider, but she prefers to be a supporter of the music,
Supportive
not
music.
involved in it. Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, what the fuck? Aw. Thank you for gifting Sage a sub. Hell yeah.
Thank you. I didn't even realize it had run out. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Freeform jazz. It was a crime she didn't have one. It didn't slip on
I
that
used
one.
to have one. I think it ran out just recently, actually.
Yeah. So you say you've been playing Arena. Bro, how do you play Arena? I get so fucking salty when I play Arena. It's just like I'm so.
I mean,
I'm a Civ main. I don't fucking shoot.
no, but usually I make it fun for myself by being weird. So
What the fuck?
the normal thing to do when somebody kills you is like you spout a bunch of random curse words and your mom and blah 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 whatever.
Your mom.
I'll be like, well, that's what people do. They get salty, right? Instead, I go, damn, that was a good shot, man. And like, I compliment them on whatever it is, their shot or their outfit or, try to make it fun for myself. And the reactions I get make it worth it. People are like, huh? What?
Maybe I should be like, oh fuck, I'm lactating. Oh my god.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Bring a little RP into Arena. See what happens.
Just fucking bring Koreans and be like, I'm just take a couple of pictures real quick and just get shot the fuck down. Oh, you know, I just realized you could technically say that Arena is your workout, right? And be like, you walk around like a little limp, it's like, what's going on? Like, sorry, I fucked up my back with working out. It was like actually Arena or some shit like that. Just you embrace the salt and let it fuel you. Yeah, but like
Sometimes it feels nice to be salty, though.
True,
not gonna lie.
True.
Sometimes you just need to shoot people in the face and then
whoa,
yell
wait,
at
whoa,
them,
wait,
you know?
hey, whoa, what the fuck? This is OOC.
Oh, sorry, Sage came out there for a second.
What the fuck? So yeah, shoots me in the face and I should beg for it. Like, wait, whoa, hey, this is OOC, right?
Maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe? What the fuck?
What? Huh?
I can't run away from. I'm behind a desk and I'm stuck here. Oh God.
It was my plan all along.
That was your plan all along, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, I always have a switchblade in my back pocket, so like I can just bring it up and like.
The way it sounds
Oops.
is so different. It's scary. Like, that's crazy. It's also really fucking tough. In fact, it's not a voice changer. It's great.
I always think that people clock me though. I don't know.
They clock you?
I don't know. Like I think that people know that it's me, even though everybody says that they had no idea at first. I always feel like obviously this is me because I know it's me. So I think that everybody else does too. I don't know.
You do either way, you do a phenomenal job, though.
thank you.
Sage,
I appreciate that.
what the fuck? Why are you sliding Sage?
Well, he did actually do that once. So.
Oh my.
Oh, Sage has an arsenal. When I tell you she's a gun aficionado, oh my god, I think she has every gun that has ever existed in the city since she got there. She's had one.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
finding her stash.
She was talking to
would be
Kree
fun.
about that. She was like, I want to take a picture of some guns. I'm like, okay, it's fine. She's like, yeah, but these aren't your typical guns. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, see, you could snitch on Sage, but people don't do it. It doesn't happen.
I literally have no benefit. Like, there's no like extra benefit that it, I don't know. It's not like my go-to thing. I'm not be like, oh, if I snitch on Sage, then like I get so much no, like, dude, what the fuck? There's no point.
Yeah, I think I brought, what was it? It was a tech, I think, for that one photo.
Was it the one where I was like
lean...
lay on the ground and it was like the red light?
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a really good one.
Yeah, Kree has seen a lot of Sage's arsenal. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Like I said, there's no point on snitching because there's no benefit to that besides like being told that you're a snitch, and even then it's like, not even worth it.
Also, I think Kree sort of kind of likes it. Every time he says, he's like, please don't accidentally shoot me. I'm just taking the picture. I think somewhere there is like a thrill seek for Kree.
Kree would just be like, let me just get in front of the gun real quick. Let me pull out my camera. And it's like, please don't sneeze. For the love of God, don't sneeze. Slash me sweats,
don't
please.
Accidentally pull.
don't sneeze, please. And they just the fucking stage like, uh-oh. Like what? Like, I think a sneeze is coming. Oh God, please no. Please. No. Just let me get a picture and then sneeze. Hang on.
Hands are very sweaty right now, Kree. You might want to move.
Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Ugh. Well, again, I appreciate you coming on the show. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Probably one of the best ones, to be honest. It's good.
Oh, come on.
Probably one of the best. Not even gonna. It was.
Okay,
It was good. It was a good time. We dug behind your role play. We learned a lot of good stuff. We meted a lot of information to people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now let's see what people do with it, huh?
You log in the server, immediately the word just everything gets out. Someone walks up. How's our arsenal? What?
Huh? What do you mean?
Let's take a walk into the alley real quick and stab.
Oh yeah. She has actually both shot and stabbed people in the alley behind Chi-Chi's.
Oh Jesus. Is Chi-Chi even still here? You hear this, Chi-Chi? You hear this?
There's a reason why troublemakers don't come back to Chi-Chi's.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
Shit, trying to copy this. There you go. But again, I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much, Jan, for gifting 6 subs to the channel. We're 1 follower away from 1K. It's fucking dope. Hell yeah. 1 follower away. But again, thank you so much, Jan, for the 5 gifting. Thank you so much, Dory, for the follow. Thank you so much, Try Hits, for the follow. Thank you so much, Lost Frame, for the follow. And thank you so much, Fish680 for the follow. Bet 1 second. Oh my God. Anyways, we're going to raid Tony, Angry Fist. So he's playing. Everyone's playing this Lego game. Kind of interested about it. Might try to play it sometime soon. But
you want to play Lego?
Maybe.
Could be something.
Could be something. It looks different. I mean, I don't know, different. But yeah. So thank you again for coming. If you don't mind staying for the raid, we're gonna raid Tony again.
Yeah, let Tony know that I was the one that helped Mystery.
Yeah. I think he already knows. I don't.
You think?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. I'm like.
How would he know though?
Me.
Oh, you spilled the beans, huh?
Well, yeah, I had to.
Of course,
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this raid ready. I appreciate everyone for coming by, supporting the channel, supporting behind the role play. It honestly makes me smile so big whenever people. Oh my God, we did hit 1K. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
The
Congratulations.
big milestone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's
Holy
awesome.
shit.
That's brilliant.
Oh, oh my god. You're right. You're right. We gotta. What's going on? Oh yeah. All right. Get this. Thank you so much. Thank you all again for all the support. With this show. I know that when I first started the show, it wasn't really anything too crazy, but with all the support and people just, you know, giving it, I don't know, just giving it what it, you know, the attention it needs, and it's just purpose it serves is to behind the role play and bring great people on like Sage, like herself, to come on and talk about her her amazing role play. Yes, and again, if it wasn't for the amazing Panda arts for
Yes, amazing.
for making the set, our characters, everything, being a fantastic mod, and being a very supportive artist in general, she's phenomenal. So if you would want to get something made by her, go ahead and take the time and to look at her website right there, and just look at her arts and see what's may interest you. All right, we're gonna rate Tony, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. All right, I'll see you guys later.